Hello and welcome back to the road to 200 kg deadlift, episode number 11 now. And to kick things off, we are doing triples at 140 kg. And in this lift, today's lift, on a Tuesday, when I saw my program, I was like, well, 140 kg. For me, that's a very easy number to get. That's a number I'm capable of lifting on any day at any time. So I thought, well, I'll have no caffeine. I thought, why not challenge myself? Do I need to rely on coffee or pre-workout to still lift this weight? I was thinking, nah, I'm confident enough in myself to not require any external energy sources. And as well, I did bring my headphones in to listen to some music, but in the first rep, as you saw, it just came off. I was like, well, screw that, I can't be bothered if it comes off again, damaging my headphones. So I thought, well, I'll just have to go it alone, see how focused I can still be with my lifts without listening to music. And that is a challenge as well that I've done a few times, even at home, and it is quite a difficult challenge, believe it or not. Like working out and not getting distracted to like go on your phone or just waste time, to be completely in the zone when lifting, not be distracted by people around you or anything like that, because you don't have music in, so obviously people can just like come up and speak to you, etc. And in the first 3 sets I'd done it beltless, and then I thought, well, last 2 sets I'll do with a belt. But I just felt that the belt was just working against me in this set. As you can see, I'm a bit slower as well, just felt it was digging into my core and ribs a lot. But there again, that could be down to me not wearing it properly, just shutting it around my belly button like everyone else does, or just, I don't know, I don't really like this belt. This belt I did get given free to me when I bought my power cage on Facebook Marketplace, so I can't complain at it. But I just took it off for the last set. I just thought, no, this thing's working against me. And I was speaking to my friend Connor about it, and he just said to me, get an SBD belt. And I was like, well, this guy's represented the UK at powerlifting competitions in Sweden. I think I might listen to him, and it is worn by a lot of powerlifters as well. So I thought, well, if I'm taking this serious and I hit the big numbers, it's time to get serious with my accessories. So I thought, £180, it's quite a lot of money, but you're not going to be buying like a new belt every few weeks or something like that, are you? People buy these belts and it sticks with them for years and years. Like my coach, he's had his belt for a long time. So I thought, well, if I spend £180 now, I won't have to worry about this belt for like at least 3 to 5 years. And I'm happy with that, and it'll be worn a lot. It'll be worn on a heavy squatting and heavy deadlifting. Now getting to back off sets of 122.5 kg for 4. Again, I'm happy with how this session went, how all these moves, considering the previous day was a lot of bench and squatting heavy at 5 sets of 3. And even this has done 5 sets of 3 at 140. Of course I'm going to feel a bit fatigued. And it is, what, 7 sets of deadlift in one session? That's still quite a lot of volume. Yeah, it may not be high reps, but this is close to like 1 rep max as well. And again, just working on my form. Obviously, I'm putting my legs closer and my shins closer to the bar with my hips as well. So all moves as one, which is good to see, so I don't feel like my lower back taking over. Getting in the Thursday now, we're doing 120 kg for 5. This is a nice front view as well, and I'm happy with how these moved, considering I've been up a few hours, already done heavy paused squats as well and a lot of benching, so I'm going to feel a bit fatigued, but I'm just glad to get this out the way. 125. Again, it's a 120 kg for me in my mind. It's like an easy weight I can lift any day of the week as well, and 5 reps as well. Of course I can do that. We get a side view here, and everything moved well as well. May not look the most prettiest, and I think that is down to being too close to the power cage, and the barbell should be back so I can like fully keep my back and spine neutral, because it was rounding a bit. I will admit to that, my coach did point out, and I was like, well, yeah, I see it as well. Well, only after I've lifted, that's just because the bar's too close to the power cage. But again, that can be solved, and fortunately for me, there was no like lower back pain or barely any at all. And I thought, well, the SBD belt's coming today on Thursday. I'll test out the old My Protein belt and see how it compares, because I know the next day I'll be deadlifting. How that belt and how important the belt is, a good solid belt compared to like just an average one. And in these, again, I think I'm just wearing it way too tight. This belt would do it one buckle looser. It's really loose on me, so it's like this thing's kind of like working against me almost. It's either like, oh, I can have it dead tight digging into my core, I'm like struggling to breathe a bit as well, or I can just have it loose where it literally does absolutely nothing. But again, the barbell's still going up as well. I'm happy with that. Just, yeah, like I am struggling with this, and I think that is just due to the bracing and how tight the belt is. But obviously that's a problem that is now being solved with buying the SBD belt, and I'm very excited to use the footage and how I got on using that belt, and to speak about how important a proper good belt is. As you can see, my legs are starting to shake a bit as well. This isn't even the last rep as well. My legs are starting to go like, ooh, this is quite heavy, but got the work done, which is good. And then moving into the last set here as well, using the belt again as well. Again, I just think it's too tight, but can't really do anything. I know I'm going to lift this weight anyway, so 5 reps. The form's looking decent as well. Again, just because of the power cage being so close to me, I was a bit cautious if I whack my head or not. But I'm excited because the next week is a bit of a deload, and you'll see this week has just been heavy lifting. So next week will be a slight deload in like weight and volume. So I'm looking forward to that, knowing that I can maybe work on my form a bit as well, because my form can always do a bit of work, just perfecting it as well, because it's not long. I think it's about 3 to 5 weeks where I'm doing heavy singles and heavy like doubles, and like testing my openers for when we do a max out in I believe it's 5 weeks, so it's not long away at all. So just addressing little things in my form, and obviously easy SBD belt in all its glory. Look at that. It's heavy as well, made in Great Britain, 13mm leather, and again it's worn by so many powerlifters. And I thought, well, if they're wearing this, then it must be okay. It must be a decent belt. I thought, well, a splash of cash. I won't buy another belt for a long time. And the first set of paws is 160 for 2 kilos. I went into this session so confident in the belt. Before the belt, I was thinking, oh, maybe like 150 for 2. But I turned up and I was like, no, we're doing 160. I want to see how good the belt is. And as you can see, the belt works. It really does. It keeps you very tight, and it's like stable as well. So the first set 160 for 2. Going into some back offs here, 150 kilos for 2. And we're doing the RPE calculator because my previous high on this was 140 for 2. And I said, 160 for 1, but I was like, nah, I'm going to do 160 for 2. Again, I've got a new belt. This thing's fantastic, brilliant belt. I was really hyped and excited to go into the session knowing I get to use the belt. And it really is streets ahead in terms of quality and how I deadlift with that belt compared to my other belts. It really is important. I never knew the importance of it, but having literally experimented with a cheap belt and a top of the range belt, you can see the difference. And again, I'm happy with the form for the pause deadlifts at 160, 152 kg. I think the pauses are fine as well, and how far I go up my leg. It's not like I'm going up to my knee or anything. It's like, it's not going up too much, so I'm happy with that. The last I 145 for 2. Not the best rep. As you can see, my head's starting to bob around, my legs are starting to shake, I'm starting to shake as well. So I was like a maximum effort like last set. But again, I'm very happy with all these moves. Excited to be like doing a slight deload so I can work on my form on the pause, maybe do the pause a little bit lower like I done a few weeks ago, where I was very happy with that lift. But very happy with how this week went as well. I'm feeling more and more confident hitting the 200 kg deadlift. I think I can easily hit 180 kg now. I really do believe I can. But thanks for watching this episode. Hope you've enjoyed, and please like, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next episode.